Time now for our first Midday Forum. Joining us is Brett Shunkwiler with Shunkwiler Financial, and you're here to talk to us about some mistakes. So how do we avoid those?
Yeah, so 401ks, a lot of people start up initially at a new job and they're like, okay, fantastic, I'm learning all this new stuff. And HR comes in and says, hey, it's time to fill out your 401k contributions. You're like, oh geez, okay, what do I do? So then you see, all right, there's large cap, small cap, international, and you're like, what does this even mean?
Right.
So, it used to be pensions were the thing that happened, and employers used to fund those for people, but now people have control of their own.
Oh.
So they have to decide, okay, well, what do I do? What do I contribute? So there's a couple common mistakes that people make that we want to make sure that you guys don't make, to make sure that your 401k is doing the best thing for you.
I appreciate it.
So one of those most common mistakes is paying too much in fees. So after people contribute up to the maximum employer match, they then have to decide, all right, well, do I put more in to my 401k or do I not? Well, one of those reasons that you might not want to is if you're paying too much in fees. Now, it might be perfectly okay if you have low fees to put more into it, but you need to decide, is that for you or not? So on my website, shunkwilerfinancial.com, I have a link to some of the largest companies out there where you can check to see, hey, how is my company doing in regards to fund choices, reviews, fees, things of that nature?
So it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy if you know where to look, yes. A couple other mistakes that people make is rolling or not rolling it into an IRA or potentially rolling it into an IRA. So if you leave a job, you have a couple choices. You say, do I leave my 401k currently where it's at?
Yeah.
Or do I roll it to my potential new job? Or do I cash it out? Well, it might make some sense to leave it there, depending on what your fees are.
Yeah.
Or you might want to customize it to yourself and roll it into an IRA. So that might be another good choice for you. A couple other mistakes that people make would be cashing it in early. Typically within the first couple years of leaving a job, there's a high rate of people actually cashing it in.
Oh.
So say if somebody's 30 years old and they say, hey, I changed jobs here, I have this old 401k, what should I do with it? Well, if they leave it or they don't do anything at all, the wife or the husband might convince them, well, we need a new vehicle here, or we have the cost of daycare or something like that. If they cash it in, say you have $30,000 in an old IRA or retirement account, you cash it in, you're gonna have to pay ordinary income taxes, you gotta pay a 10% penalty.
Oh.
So after all that, you might get dinged. It might only be $20,000, $22,000, $23,000 after you pay all that.
Gotcha. So there are a lot of, I guess, potential mistakes that you could make, so it shouldn't be just something you check off a box. You should kind of do your research.
Absolutely, do your research.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for those great tips.
You're very
now
welcome.
I'm going to have to check some stuff out, but I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back with our second Midday guest. You're watching Channel 8's Eyewitness News Midday.